Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss about Cannizaro's reaction. So, what is Cannizaro's reaction? It's a simple reaction. When aldehydes do not having alpha hydrogen are reacted with aqueous alkali, that may be potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. So, they will undergo self-oxidation and self-reduction. Self-oxidation and self-reduction and produces alcohols and also sodium salt of carboxylic acid. So that reaction is said to be Cannizaro's reaction. Let me write the definition clearly on the board. First of all, when aldehydes do not have hydrogen alpha hydrogen atom, do not have alpha hydrogen atoms reacted with aqueous, we will take aqueous alkali as aqueous potassium hydroxide, undergoes self oxidation and reduction, self oxidation and reduction will produce as alcohols and sodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid, potassium salt of potassium salts of carboxylic acids. So that reaction is said to be what? Cannizaro's reaction. So in this let me write the reaction. What is the reaction? Simple reaction. So means here do not having alpha hydrogen atoms means aldehydes. We should write as uh, aromatic aldehydes. So we are taking as aromatic aldehydes. That is C double bond O H. We should taking as a benzaldehyde. So plus another mole of benzaldehyde. So this is the another mole of benzaldehyde, C double bond O H, C double bond O H, C double bond. So it's also benzaldehyde, in presence of aqueous potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide, anyone. So they will produce two products here. So one product is the CH2OH alcohol, plus other product is the sodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid. So means C double bond O minus K plus. So this reaction is said to be Cannizaro's reaction. So means here, for suppose here aldehydes do not have alpha hydrogen, means here C double bond O. So this is said to be electron withdrawing group. So the next carbon is said to be alpha carbon. So on this alpha carbon there is no hydrogen. That's why there is an absence of alpha hydrogen. On alpha carbon there is no hydrogen. So that's why. So when aldehydes do not have alpha hydrogen atoms reacted with aqueous potassium hydroxide undergoes self oxidation and reduction. For suppose here, so what is happens anyone, for suppose it is undergoes reduction. Why? Because here C double bond OH is one hydrogen is added. So means addition of hydrogen in organic chemistry is said to be reduction. For suppose this is said to be, it is participated in oxidation reaction. So this is participated in reduction reaction, and this was participated in oxidation reaction. So means one of the, so oxygen is added here, one of the oxygen is added. So that's why, so they undergo self oxidation and reduction. So this is said to be Cannizaro's reaction. Let me write the mechanism of Cannizaro's reaction clearly on the board. Let me write mechanism. So what is the mechanism? So right now, first of all, so this is the benzaldehyde, C double bond O H, reacted with OH minus. OH minus reacted with OH minus. So means it is acting as a nucleophile. This is acting as a electrophile like this. So pi bonds are rotated onto the oxygen. Here we should write pi bond, pi bond, pi bond here. So what is happened? See, I am writing here hydrogen, and this is O minus, and this was the OH, O minus and OH. So this is the first step. And second step, that content. So here pi bond, pi bond, pi bond. Here I am writing H, here O minus, and this is OH, OH. Right now, so this was reacted with other mole of benzaldehyde. So means I am writing C double bond OH. Right now in this case, what is happens? Hydride shift can take place. So means here, so here this non-bond electrons are forming the pi bond. So this electrons are H minus is transfer onto the carbon. H minus transfer. H minus transfer can take place. Hydride transfer. Hydride ion transfer takes place. So after hydride ion transfer takes place, we should write the products as like this. Here next same double bond, double bond, double bond. Here C double bond O is formed here. C double bond O, and OH is remain same. OH is remain same plus here whenever this H minus is shifting here, so means H minus is acting as a nucleophile and this center is acting as a electrophile, so that the pi bonded electrons are moving on to the oxygen and bears a negative charge on the oxygen. So means we should write as like this double bond double, and here next C O minus, and this is the hydrogen, and this was the hydrogen. In next case, what is happens? Again this H plus proton transfer takes place onto the next other content. So means proton transfer, proton transfer, proton transfer, proton transfer. So that what is happens here, simple, we should write pi bond here. C double bond O minus. So some carboxylate anion plus alcohol is formed like this. Pi bond, pi bond, pi bond, and here C H and H, and here we should write OH. So this is the alcohol, and this was the some carboxylate anion. So here potassium is there. Potassium is reacted with this, forming sodium salt of potassium salt of benzoate anion is formed right now. So this is said to be what Cannizaro's reaction. Thank you.